Hello, everyone. It's so nice to see you again. My name is Christopher, and I work at the Ann Arbor District Library, and welcome to Storytime. Now, many of you know how I like to begin. It's with a little song called Clap Everybody and Say Hello. And it goes like this. Clap everybody and say hello, say hello, say hello. Clap everybody and say hello. Welcome to Story Time. I think you've got it. Let's try it with the banjo. Clap everybody and say hello, say hello, say hello. Clap everybody and say hello. Welcome to Story Time. Now you know I like to do hello in lots of other languages, so let's try it in Portuguese. Olá. Clap everybody and say hola, say hola, say hola. Clap everybody and say hola. Welcome to Story Time. And we also have Bulgarian, Zdravейте. Clap everybody and say zdravейте, say zdravейте, say zdravейте. Clap everybody and say zdravейте. Welcome to Story Time. And I want to say a special hello to my friends in Tunisian Arabic. Aslema. Clap everybody and say aslema, say aslema, say aslema. Clap everybody and say aslema. Welcome to Story Time. Welcome everyone. It's so nice to be back with you. Now that everyone has been welcomed to Storytime, let's get some blood pumping and let's get some motion with a little song called The Grand Old Duke of York. I think you know how it goes, but if you don't, you will by the time it's over. The Grand Old Duke of York, he had 10,000 men. He marched them up to the top of the hill, and he marched them down again. And when you're up, you're up. And when you're down, you're down. And when you're only halfway up, you're neither up or down. I think we can pick up the pace a little bit, don't you? The Grand Old Duke of York, he had 10,000 men. He marched them up to the top of the hill, and he marched them down again. And when you're up, you're up. And when you're down, you're down. And when you're only halfway up, you're neither up or down. The Grand Old Duke of York, he had 10,000 men. He marched them up to the top of the hill, and he marched them down again. And when you're up, you're up. And when you're down, you're down. And when you're only halfway up, you're neither up or down. Super fast. The Grand Old Duke of York, he had 10,000 men. He marched them up to the top of the hill, and he marched them down again. And when you're up, you're up. And when you're down, you're down. And when you're only halfway up, you're neither up or down. Good job, everyone. I hope I didn't lose you. Well, we've got some great stories today, and they all have something to do with the letter H. Can you think of any words that begin with the letter H? Well, I can think of a few. There is honey. Honey is great. I love honey. There's also haberdashery. I had to look that one up myself. Do you know what a haberdashery is? Well, I'm not going to tell you. You're going to have to find out on your own, just like I did. And there's also hippo. I love hippos so much, but we don't have any stories today about hippos or honey or even a haberdashery. We do have stories today all about home, and I think you'll enjoy them a lot. Let's get started with our first story. It's called The Bed Just so. There was once a tailor who had a lot of work to do, but he wasn't getting his work done very well because he was falling asleep every day. Now, why was he falling asleep? Because he was sleeping so poorly at night. You see, every night he would go to bed and he would be deep in his dreams, and all of a sudden, someone or something would stomp, stomp, stomp down the hall and grumble and complain and then rip his covers off his bed. Well, that was no way to get a night's sleep for sure, and the tailor was getting pretty sick of it. So he decided to go see the wise old woman. And the tailor said, "Wise old woman, I can't sleep during the night, and I'm falling asleep in the day. I'm not getting my work done. I think I'm witched." Well, the old woman said, "Ah, pshaw. If you were witched, you know your hair would be on backwards, and your feet would be on backwards. I think something else is going on." And the tailor said, my hair does seem normal, and so do my feet. What else could it be?" And the wise old woman said, "You, sir, have a hudgeon living in your house, and it needs a good bed so it can get some sleep. Go home and find it a nice bed, and then you and the hudgeon will sleep well." Well, the tailor didn't know about that, but he decided to give it a try. So the first night, he found a lovely oak bed and he set it out in his side room, hoping that the hudgeon would like it. But in the middle of the night, you know what the tailor heard? "Too high, too hard, too high, too hard." And the next thing the tailor knew, someone or something had ripped the covers off of his bed. Back to the drawing board. So the night after that, the tailor thought he would try a nice chaise lounge with ferns and feathers on it. I said feathers on it. There we go. There's some nice feathers. Well, the tailor went to bed that night, and you know what happened in the middle of the night? What did the tailor hear? "Too soft, too tickly, too soft, too tickly." Stomping down the hall, loud grumbling, and then off went the tailor's covers. Well, the tailor was getting pretty tired of all of that. So the next night, the tailor thought, "I'll make a little bed in the cupboard, and that way the hudgeon can sleep in this nice bed in the..." Whoops. There we go. And the hudgeon can sleep in this nice bed in the cupboard. But in the middle of the night, the tailor was once again awoken by, "Too dark, too stuffy, too dark, too stuffy." Stomp, 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 grumble, grumble, whoosh, off went the tailor's covers. Well, the tailor next thought maybe the hudgeon wants to sleep in a hammock. So the tailor found a little net and arranged it between two chairs. But in the middle of the night, oh boy, too low, too loose, too low, too loose. Off went the tailor's covers. He was a wreck. This Hudson was so picky. Wow. Finally, the tailor thought maybe the Hudson would like a nice cradle to be in. And so that night, the tailor thought, maybe I've finally got it right. But that night, the tailor was awoken by toot-teeter, toot-totter, toot-teeter, toot-totter. And off went the tailor's covers. This was getting ridiculous. So the tailor went into the kitchen to think about what he could do. He wasn't even sure if the advice the wise woman had given him was really that good after all. Maybe the Hudson didn't want a bed. And so the tailor sat in the kitchen eating some walnuts and thought, wait a minute, I haven't tried a tiny little walnut bed. Maybe that's what the Hudson wants. What do I have to lose? So the tailor took out one walnut shell and lined it with down and fuzz and put a little velvety leaf on top as some covers and laid it out for the Hudson. The next night, the tailor slept so well, but he was only awakened by the Hudson saying, just right, just right. And the tailor and the Hudson slept fine every night after that. I hope you enjoyed that story. You know who I like to have dance with me, don't you? Sure you do. It's Ralph. Hey, Ralph, how you doing?
Hey, all right.
You ready for some dancing, Ralph? Ralph, I said dancing, not eating. Ralph, you'd eat my glasses right off my face, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
All right, let's try some dancing. Okay. Well, dance any way you want to. Dance any way you please. Dance any way you want to, but stop when I say freeze. Oh, hop any way you want to. Hop any way you please. Hop any way you want to, but stop when I say freeze. Oh, swim any way you want to. Swim any way you please. Swim any way you want to, but stop when I say freeze. Ralph, after all that swimming and dancing and hopping, aren't you ready for a little nap? I am. I think it's time for a little sleep, okay? Oh, sleep any way you want to. Oh, sleep any way you please. Sleep any way you want to, but stop when I say freeze. Oh, you woke us up. All right. See you, Ralph. Take care. Well, this next story is called The Big Orange Splot, written by Daniel Pinkwater, and I hope you enjoy it. Once upon a time, there was a street and all the houses looked the same. Everything was very neat, and Mr. Plumbean lived on that street, and he liked it that way. But one day, Who could imagine a seagull came by carrying a can of orange paint? No one knows why. And that orange paint left a giant orange splot on Mr. Plumbean's house. Well, all the neighbors said, "Plumbean, you're going to have to paint your house." And Plumbean said, "You are right. I will paint it." So Mr. Plumbean went to the store and he got so many different colors. He got blues and reds, and he painted jungle scenes and big splots and little splots on his house until it looked like this. And the neighbor said, "Plumbean, you've gone crazy. You've got knots in your noodle, bats in your belfry." And Plumbean said, "My house is me. I am my house. I like to be there, and it shows all of my dreams." Well, as if that weren't enough, Plumbean decided to build a little clock tower on his house to really show how much he loved it. Well, you can imagine the neighbors were not too keen on this. And they said, "Plumbean, you've got to fix it. We like a neat street." Well, Plumbean didn't go for that. And in fact, what he did was he went out the next day to buy palm trees, flowers, onions, a hammock, and even a pet alligator for his house. And he would spend the days enjoying lemonade in his hammock. Well, the neighbors thought enough is enough, and now they decided to send someone over to talk to Plumbean directly. So they did, and Plumbean welcomed his neighbor over and offered a lemonade. And they talked, and Plumbean said, "My house is me. I am my house. I like to be in it, and it shows all of my dreams." Well, the next day, something quite unusual happened because the neighbor's house had changed. And suddenly, the neighbor's house looked like a ship. All of the neighbors thought about their new neighbor who had built the houseboat. "He's popped his cork. He's dropped his stopper. He's lost his marbles." But by and by, all the houses on the street began to change. And pretty soon, everyone's house started to look a different way. And all the neighbors said, "My house is me, and I am it. I like to be there, and it shows all of my dreams." The end. Thank you, Mr. Plumbean. Well, I think it's time for my special friend and nemesis, that rascally Dr. Knickerbocker. Are you ready? Okay, here we go. Dr. Knickerbocker, Knickerbocker, number 9. I just got back and I'm feeling fine. Now I've got the rhythm of the head tap tap. You've got the rhythm of the head tap tap. I've got the rhythm of the nose honk honk. You've got the rhythm of the nose honk honk. I've got the rhythm of the shoulders doo wop. You've got the rhythm of the shoulders doo wop. I've got the rhythm of the elbows bonk bonk. You've got the rhythm of the elbows bonk bonk. Tap tap, honk honk, doo wop, bonk bonk. Dr. Knickerbocker, Knickerbocker, number 9. I just got back and I'm feeling fine. Now I've got the rhythm of the hands clap clap. You've got the rhythm of the hands clap clap. I've got the rhythm of the finger snip snap. You've got the rhythm of the finger snip snap. I've got the rhythm of the tummy tap tap. You've got the rhythm of the tummy tap tap. I've got the rhythm of the hips ooh wee. You've got the rhythm of the hips ooh wee. Clap clap, snip snap, tap tap, ooh wee. Dr. Knickerbocker, Knickerbocker, number 9. A 1, a 2, a 3, 4, 5, a 6, a 7, a 8, and 9. I say a 1, a 2, a 3, 4, 5, a 6, a 7, a 8, and 9. We did it! Who would know? Good job, everyone. We've got one last story today. And it's one of my favorites. It's called Ghosts in the House by Kazuno Kohara. And I really like this one. Ghosts in the House. Once there was a girl who went to live in a big old house at the edge of town. It was a splendid place, but there was one problem. The house was haunted. But the girl wasn't just a girl. She was a witch. She knew how to catch ghosts. How lovely, she said. I hope there are some more. And there were. She continued until she had caught all the ghosts in the house. Then she went to the kitchen and put them all in the washing machine. When they were clean, she hung them out on the clothesline. It was fine weather for drying. After drying, most of them became nice curtains. One of them made a good tablecloth. They were all very useful. The little witch began to feel very tired after her hard work. She knew just what to do with the last 2 ghosts. And they all lived happily ever after. The end. Ghosts in the House. It's time for the pirate song. When I was one, I sucked my thumb on the day I went to sea. I jumped aboard a pirate ship, and the captain said to me, "Oh, you'll go this way, that way, forwards, backwards, over the deep blue sea." When I was two, I tied my shoe on the day I went to sea. I jumped aboard a pirate ship, and the captain said to me, "Oh, you'll go this way, that way, forwards, backwards, over the deep blue sea." When I was three, I tapped my knee on the day I went to sea. I jumped aboard a pirate ship, and the captain said to me, "Oh, you'll go this way, that way, forward, backward, over the deep blue sea." Good job, everyone. Well, it's our time for Knees Up, Mother Brown. And let's get situated here. Okay. Here we go. There was a girl from France who didn't know how to dance. The only thing that she could do was knees up, Mother Brown. Oh, knees up, Mother Brown. Knees up, Mother Brown. Knees up, never let the breeze up. Knees up, Mother Brown, and sit back down. Oh, the Hudgens slept in a little bed. "I like a bed just so," he said. The only thing that he could do was knees up, Mother Brown. Oh, knees up, Mother Brown. Knees up, Mother Brown. Knees up, never let the breeze up. Knees up, Mother Brown, and sit back down. Oh, Mr. Plumbean loved his home like a painting of Van Gogh. The only thing that he could do was knees up, Mother Brown. Oh, knees up, Mother Brown. Knees up, Mother Brown. Knees up, never let the breeze up. Knees up, Mother Brown, and sit back down. There was a teeny tiny man who loved to do handstands. Oh, not today. The only other thing that he could do was knees up, Mother Brown. Oh, knees up, Mother Brown. Knees up, Mother Brown. Knees up, never let the breeze up. Knees up, Mother Brown. Super fast. Knees up, Mother Brown. Knees up, Mother Brown. Knees up, never let the breeze up. Knees up, Mother Brown. Wiggle, wiggle fingers right up to the sky. Wiggle, wiggle fingers and wave them all goodbye. I'll see you next time. Take care. Too high, too hard, too high, too hard.